Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist?
And we're back. Hey. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's listening to this. Yeah, it means a lot. It's cool. It's interesting. Hope you're enjoying it. This one's super fun. This is a really old friend of mine, man. We were roommates at one point in college for a minute. This dude's done TED Talks. He's an incredible sales leader, innovative thinker, just an overall fun dude to talk to. And he has a new podcast called Beyond Snake Oil. And it's fun. So we recorded this thinking it was going to be for his podcast, and we never got to any of the stuff he wanted to talk about. But it was a fun conversation, so we agreed to put it here. But follow and check out Schnaars.
¿Cómo está?
Yo.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. So
you sound good.
So
You're
there's
like
no video at all, huh?
No video at all. I don't want. I got a face for radio. I don't want the video.
But like Zoom records the video, or records the video and the audio into separate tracks. Plus, you get the beauty of a flat face to flat face conversation. Just
is it a winning combination right there?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to meetings online and stuff for the last
ever
decade. So yeah, I like it.
I kind of wanted to stay away from the Zoom because I feel like everybody I talk to is so zoomed out right now. Like,
yeah, that's a strong point. That's a definite strong point.
Nobody I know wants to be in Zoom anymore. Like, then they have to.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a taint to it, right?
Are you in a real studio, or are you just on your phone?
No, I have like a whole nice mic setup and compression and all that stuff.
And that's running through your phone, or is that running through your computer?
Computer.
You sound super good. Like you sent me a link to buy some audio stuff, and I kind of went like, I'm gonna wait till I have 100 listeners.
No.
Before I go invest a whole bunch of money into.
It's not
audio equipment.
It's not even a whole bunch of money, really. I mean, in the grand scheme, it's nothing. Like, you can be fully set up if you really want to go nuts. If you get decent headphones and one good stand, you're in for like 700, 900 maybe at the most.
Oh my Lord, dude!
But
I get 20 listeners.
But that's not about that, man. It's about the gear. It's about like having the right instrument for the job. And sometimes faking it before you make it. Like it sounds so much better. It makes you feel like you're better at doing it, even if you're not.
Yeah, you sound really good.
Thank you.
I'm envious.
It is a Shure SM7B. It is the industry standard.
I don't know if you've sold me on spending $700, but you've definitely sold me on maybe I need to upgrade from my Bose headset and my phone.
100%. You don't have to spend that much. So basically, if you want to dip, here's the thing with audio equipment. If you buy good audio equipment, it holds its value forever. So like, if you buy a $350 microphone and then you don't feel like doing podcasts anymore, you can sell it for $350. It never changes.
I remember that when Sam got his Yeti, and I think he bought it for like $150 and sold it for $135 or something like that.
Yeah, like
3 years later.
Yeah, so if you buy a really good microphone, it will always be worth that amount of money. So it's like a zero expenditure, zero risk kind of investment. That's the first thing. And the other thing is like, you will want to use it and it's multiple use. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it would, dude, I saw a guy the other day on a video conference, and his video looked fucking incredible, like cinematic. And I was like, Howard, what are you doing? He's like, I got a little crazy. He hooked up he hooked up an SLR, and his SLR is I'm telling you, it was striking compared to everybody else's camera. And like, I have an HD camera, but it's just like a computer camera, right?
Yeah, I've got an HD, like a Logitech one that sits on top of my monitor. And
it's just shit compared to this guy. This guy's image looks so good. I was like, wow, what a difference. And he didn't even buy an SL. He was like, I used an old SLR.
Interesting.
And hooked it up. I was like, wow, that's worth doing. I don't have the room right now to like hook it up correctly, but when we move, which will hopefully be soon, I will do that. I don't know how I got on this, but just like saying, like, even for your regular conference calls, having this microphone will make you feel better.
Yeah, it's it's interesting. Like, there's a couple of people that I work with that had the SLR hooked up, and it looks so good.
Yeah,
and
I think if I was
fucking great,
if I needed to sell anything or like present myself more effectively externally, I think I would. It'd be a must. You know what I mean? Like if I was doing a TV show, for example, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we've gotten used to shit quality, but
yeah, that's true.
And it almost makes it striking when somebody takes a little bit of extra care to, like, you know, hook up an SLR for their, 10 minutes on MSNBC or whatever, it's like,
yeah,
wow. Like it's just striking the difference. And I think, yeah, I've always been very like, tactical when it comes to music equipment and equipment, like gear, like buy good gear because you will triple the spend buying it 3 times if you buy shitty stuff. So like,
interesting,
like you could buy a shitty microphone and in 3 months you'll be like, why did I buy this shitty microphone? Now I spent $150. Now I have to spend $350 again.
Yeah.
And this mic is shit. It lost, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That was just kind of like, buy it once and buy the good shit that it's meant to do. Like, use the equipment as it's intended, like, I don't know. You can't do it with everything. And especially with gear, it's like a endless well. You could spend, you could never have enough money. You could spend forever.
Well, that's true of anything, right?
Exactly.
Like, you could buy more drums. I could buy more golf clubs. We could buy more cameras and microphones and shit.
There's like a level of like where there's no more returns. Like, it's funny because Mariner 9 throughout the pandemic has been trying to record.
That's what you were saying.
And it turned into a little bit of a gear craze for the first month or two because, like, Brian is just incredible at what he does. And he has nailed it for the pandemic as well. And he just knows what the fuck he's doing. So, like, and he's really smart and he's really, frugal isn't the right word. He's smart with his money when it comes to equipment. Like he's really just been through every mistake in the book. Like, he's just really good. So,
well, I mean, he's been doing it for 30 years now.
Yeah. So
you're going to learn a lot.
We would correspond about what I should get to do what I wanted to do. And, there was this balance of, like, the first couple of weeks I was like, look, man, this is what I have. I'm not buying more shit. Like, well, who knows right? Like, who knows if this is going to turn into anything? And, or actually more to the point, what if this is only going to be like another month? And then I can fly home and we can be in the studio. Like, so it all started to come together where I would get, like, the minimum, right? Like for example, I'm only going to get 2 more mics and that's it. Like, 5 tracks is enough. Like, it'll be fine. And then we would track it a little bit and it'd just be like, he'd be like, God, I wish we had separate mics on the toms, you know, like, and I'd be like, oh, but then if I get, you know, like, and then he'd be like, if you just got one of these microphones, then it could do this, this, and this, and it would solve these problems. And you're like, all right. And the idea that they're so worth the money, it's like it's free. If I take care of it, it will never lose value. I mean, the one microphone I bought for my snare drum is like the industry. It's the shit, and it's old as shit, and it will always be worth this amount of money. Like it's. He's like, listen, here's your choices. You get this, this, or this. Here's the price ranges. You decide. You know what I mean? So it kind of turned into a gear fest for a little bit, but now so perfect example is we went on the cheap side, and I was like, I ran out of inputs at one point. I was like, fuck, man. And he was like, listen, you can sell that machine. You can roll that machine and get the upgraded one with 8 tracks, and, you know, no big deal. So I did. And now I was like, as soon as I did it, and as soon as I got all the mics, like, I have the most badass setup. It's basically it's not a mimic of Minor Street, but it's like the cheapest version of exactly what Minor Street has. He has a few microphones that are like thousands of dollars. You know, I didn't go that nuts because I was like, I will be at Minor Street again. Like, we will get through the pandemic. But like, in the meantime, I have a badass setup, and like, when I move, I will absolutely build around having this all the time. And I was like kicking myself for not doing this longer ago, because I could have been playing on records with a full, incredibly sounding 8 tracks of like high fidelity Pro Tools audio drums. And like, I haven't been doing it. And so the pandemic has gotten me way more into playing drums, and now like rigged out to actually record drums professionally from my house.
Dude, that's awesome.
From my house, dude. I'm just like, oh my God, why didn't I do this before? And,
are you doing any studio work aside from Mariner 9?
I started a conversation with someone about possibly doing another project, but it has not come together yet. I'm so like pressed for time, as crazy as it is. Like, yeah, it's the pandemic and all, but like, work is just as busy, if not more. I'd say more. Yeah. Like, I have not taken vacations because you can't go anywhere unless you don't believe that there's a pandemic. Like, so,
yeah, we're driving across the country. I think that's how bored we are.
Are you really?
Yeah, in April.
Oh my God.
Because we're just like, we got to get out of the house.
See,
I think it's been a year.
See,
and by the way, there's no COVID in the South. Like, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know, and it makes me feel like I'm crazy. Like, I'm like, what am I missing here?
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's so I don't know, man. I want to do that too. I want to get in the car and just drive. But like, the thought of like a smaller container for my family does not make me happy at this moment. Like,
well, we're not taking the kids. It's just Holly.
Oh,
but we're going to this golf resort in Branson, Missouri.
That's dope.
And like, I called up there. They're like, oh yeah, we have one room left.
Shut up.
I'm like, dude, it's 3 months away. They're like, yeah, we got one room left. I'm like, oh, well, can I get some tea times? Like, we have one tea time left. It's at 8:00 in the morning on the day that you're there. Do you want it or not?
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, where are all these people coming from? They're like, well, we don't care. Like, there's no COVID in Missouri.
I can't understand it.
There's no COVID in Nashville. Like, we talked to the Nashville people. They're eating in restaurants and going out every night. Like,
who's right on this, and how do we figure that out?
I don't know, man. But like,
I mean,
when I started
honestly,
hearing about
the
like
conspiracy
Florida being,
would
like,
be
open, and
could you imagine? Like, the conspiracy is so big, and you know how much I like the idea of conspiracy theories as a fun fodder. But like, Jesus, dude, like, it would have to be everybody on board. Like,
yeah,
CDC, all of the like FBI, CIA, everybody.
No, like literally everybody, because like I mean, they're like my company's Israeli, and they're dishing out like Israel's got 60% of the country vaccinated already, like and they've shut the entire country down. Like there's like COVID's a real thing. It's just most people don't give a shit about it.
But why?
People are like, because like old people are going to die, young people are going to get sick, and you know a couple of those people will go to the hospital, and that'll suck. But for the most part, they're going to be sick for a week. And a friend of mine just got over it, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I kind of had like a shitty flu for a week."
See,
that was
I guess my examples of close friends and people that got it are bad because.
Oh, I know. Like, I know a couple of people who are like wishing for death.
My friend Kim is like, I think heading into her 4th month of like really, really, really bad. Like yeah. Keeps having to go through like. Feels like she's getting better and then gets wiped out again and like can't breathe. I'm just like, fuck, dude. So
yeah.
So you know, I believe it's real. I believe I don't want to get it. And the fact that everybody's bored doesn't mean like literally nothing has changed since last January scientifically, right? Yet we've come up with all these different things. I guess we've learned more about it and shit. Like, but wow, yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah. So
you don't want to get it. That's all I know is you do not.
Yeah,
the faster you can get the vaccine, the better off you're going to be.
I think so. I think that's true. I think that's the case. Yeah,
I want the vaccine.
But
I'm
which one now?
Like, doesn't matter.
I don't care.
They all seem to work about the same. Like, none of them are going to give me a third eye. Like, I've talked to enough people that have gotten the vaccine now. They all seem fine.
I think the only scary, and I'm with you. I want it as soon as I can get it. However,
you're in healthcare.
Yeah, I mean, the only caveat. No, I'm not essential at this point. California, it's pretty strict down here, and that's fine.
It's not up here.
Really?
Like, if you just show up and say, "Hey, I'm in healthcare," and they give you the vaccine.
Well, I don't know. The only weird thing about it in vaccines is that we are the thing that we have given up by getting this so quickly. Like, there's a lot of neat stuff about this. Like, once they got and I don't know the exact terms, but once they basically had the molecule and they knew what we were dealing with, I believe in 2 days, the modeling pulled up the formula for the vaccine. So it's astounding, the science that went into this, right? So
and I guess that's because isn't that, and you probably know better than I do, but isn't that because it's RNA based versus
it's a code. It's a code,
right?
It's like,
so that's a lot easier to crack than like a traditional virus.
Yeah, it's astounding, dude. Like this changes everything. Now, the problem, the only problem that is what it is that we will be, and I hate that phrase, but like we will be watching the long-term safety of this new way to do vaccines in real time. It will unfold in real time. That's what the follow-up is. Normally, there's a big chunk of data that tells you after 5 years, nothing happened, or after 10 years, nothing happened. We have that data with millions and millions of people, like the flu vaccine and all these other vaccines. So you can say, all right, well, after 25 years, we've still had no ill effects as far as we can tell on X, Y, and Z. Well, guess what? We're not going to have that. We will find out as it happens. And that's the only scary thing. But it's like, yeah, but
that's true. Like, that happened with the smallpox vaccine, and that happened with the mumps vaccine. Like, we'll give you the shot, and hopefully you don't get mumps, and hopefully you don't grow a third eye.
Exactly. Like the risk is, okay, well, if you don't get it, you will likely get COVID, and we know what that looks like.
Yeah, so that's not fun.
So it's interesting, man. So hopefully I'm thinking by like June, by summer, I think most people, here's the deal. What's today? It's February something. Like, we are literally, in my view, 2 weeks into reacting and dealing with this pandemic like we should have.
Right.
So we're not doing bad after 2 weeks, you know, like,
I guess that's a good way of looking at it.
You know, they got this third vaccine coming. I think J&J is probably going to get rushed through.
I thought J&J was already out. I know there's like the Moderna one and the Pfizer Oxford one, and
Pfizer, Moderna are out. I think the J&J one just found good results. That'll probably be the next one to be out. But like, that's also unheard of, where you have choices of a vaccine.
Well, do you just like show up at the place and they're like, "Hey, this is what we got in stock"?
I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's as coordinated as we'd like it to be. You know,
Yeah,
I think
that's what
people
I'm
are
saying.
taking
I
whatever
think
they
it's
can get.
Yeah, you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Yeah. But
And
you got to
like,
get the same one.
How
So it
much of an
depends on
asshole human
who bought
being are you if you're like, no, I don't want the Pfizer one. I'm going to wait for the Moderna one. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, dude, you work at Wawa. Like, why do you know about like?
Yeah, it's bananas, dude.
Why do you care what the difference between the two is?
It is bananas. It's really
Everybody's a virologist and everybody's an epidemiologist now.
well, maybe that's a good thing, because we obviously were shit at those things. Like we,
Dude,
speaking about marketing, dude, like
that works at UPS, like making a decision on what vaccine to get. That's crazy. Take whatever the doctors tell you to take.
I think the supply will determine that. So like,
Yeah,
if CVS buys 1 million doses of Moderna, they that's what you're getting. You know what I mean?
which is
And
fine.
that'll evolve every year. We're going to probably have to get vaccinated on this guy every year, I would think.
Well, not just this one. Who was I was talking to a buddy of mine recently who went to some doctor, and they're like, oh, a buddy of mine got his colonoscopy recently, and he had to have a test that said, yeah, I'm COVID free, and the doctor said, like, you know, next year expect you'll have like 3 or 4 different things that show that you're negative to these things, and the year after that it's going to be 8 of them, and the year after that it's going to be 10 of them, and you're just going to like constantly be testing for all these different viruses that are out there.
It's crazy, man. I guess we had it real easy there for a while, huh? We had a good run.
We had a great run. And, now there's a lot of people.
I don't know, dude. The thing is like, I've read enough about the population theories. I just, man, it just seems like we almost intentionally fuck up a lot of stuff that we could be better at. That it kind of wouldn't matter if there was more people. Like, you've flown over this country. There's a lot of empty space. We got room.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, we got distribution. We got plenty of food. Like, we could do this way better on a global scale. Like, I don't think that's the issue, right?
100%. No, I agree with you. I don't think that's the issue at all. I think
like, we could have handled COVID better, for Christ's sake. They could have contained it better in the early stages and not had it be such a shit show if they handled it well.
New Zealand was going to sporting events in 3 months.
Yeah, it's terrible, but it's not hard to defeat, I guess, in the early stages. Like, the problem is we just keep spreading it around. Like, it's just like, fuck, man, why is everybody so dumb?
Well, people are just selfish. And I think that's just a trait of human beings, is like, oh, you have to wear a mask. Nah, that's kind of an invasion of my privacy. I don't want to wear a mask. Okay, great. Well, then you can't go to the Super Bowl.
I saw this douchebag.
You can't go to a Super Bowl party.
I saw this douchebag in a Chipotle. You know, like, I've since the pandemic, dude, I don't know about you. I've been very little places. I go to Chipotle with takeout. Like, I walk in to get my off my app. I'm in there for tops 2 minutes. And the beach.
Yep.
And the supermarket. Trader Joe's, pretty much only Trader Joe's. If I have to go to another like bigger store, I will, but they're a nightmare. Trader Joe's has their shit together. So that's it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in Chipotle, wearing my mask. There's signs everywhere. Wear a mask, must wear a mask. This kid comes in. He must be like 18, 19 years old. No mask. And the girl's like, "Sir, can you put on a mask?" He's like, "Oh, I don't have one. Could you supply one for me, possibly? Because there's a sign outside that says, if mask required, we will supply one if you don't have one, basically." And he's like one of these anti-masker douchebags, like banging against the system, like, "Oh, you say you're going to have one for me, so I'm going to use that service." It's like, dude, just really.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Everybody's a pain in the ass.
It's
you know what?
It's
I'm,
sad, dude.
I'm convinced it's because our parents' generations, somebody told them that America is the greatest country in the whole world, and it's great because they have all this freedom.
Yeah.
And then you had 30 years of people like just beating that into their heads. And now you have all these boomers telling their kids like, "Oh, you don't have to listen to them. That's the man. Do whatever you want. America's the greatest country ever."
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
with
like
no analysis,
we're fucked out of healthcare. We're fucked out of minimum wage. We're fucked out of like everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it keeps coming around to like messaging and advertising and propaganda. Yeah. Like there was no basis to that. Well, that's not true. I think there was basis to when that started, that America's the greatest country in the world. If you look at history at that time.
Yeah, it's like right after
World War II. We were probably in the best shape in the world coming out of that beating,
right.
That was stupid. We should have backed off of that and been like, whew, Jesus, we came out of that on top for a minute. But, there was a lot of like self-aggrandizement, I guess. A lot of we're the best shit coming out of there. Yeah, you're right. It was just too pervasive instead of just like, we're pretty good, but this is what happened. Like, that was a fucking mess. Like, Germany I think they're called trip stones or something like that. Germany put all over Germany stones in the sidewalk that stick up so you trip on them with people's names that were killed in the Holocaust. They're everywhere. They drill it. They drill it into kids. Like, do not forget the fuckery that went on here. Like, it's amazing. And we whitewashed everything. Just, we're the greatest, mission accomplished. And, the pandemic exposed that we are mediocre at best.
Yeah.
At a lot of shit. And I hope that is fixed by the next generation. And I am optimistic that will happen. For all her really out there stuff, AOC has a point.
I think she's
like
awesome.
Bringing.
I don't think she's that far out there. I think that people don't like her because she wants to work for her people.
You know what? I should qualify it. I haven't watched enough of her fully on lately. Maybe at the beginning she was a little like super social justice warrior, like way out there stuff. But I don't know. You know what? I'm not as informed on her as I should be. I stand up for her generation of people saying their piece and calling out bullshit. Yeah. But like, I don't want fuckery there either. Just be real. Because there's plenty of fuckery to expose without faking it. That's the thing, is you don't have to dig much. Like you don't have to go too deep to realize all of the bullshit that's going on and just be like, can we just stop the bullshit? Can we just do that? Like, that'd be way better. Then maybe we could be the greatest country in the world because our Constitution's pretty damn good.
Look, like I was a huge Andrew Yang fan. I'm still a huge.
Yeah, I like that guy. Did you read his book?
Like, I haven't read the book yet.
Smart people should build things. It's really good.
Yeah, but like he came out and he's like, I want to give you $1,500 a month, and I want to make weed legal. And people are like, nah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Who says no to that? Like, he literally wants to give you free money, and everybody's like, nah.
That guy's really smart.
Like, yeah, he's super
and
smart.
He's also
Who
like,
says no to free money?
He's also like, I want to try giving you $1,500 a month, and let's see how it works. This country's an experiment already.
Yeah.
Like, we should be able to adjust and be like, hey, we tried this Social Security thing. It's pretty good, but it's a little bit of a pyramid scheme. We're not sure that's going to work. We're going to try this other thing. It's called, everybody gets medicine centrally. We're going to try it. If it doesn't work, we'll adjust it. Like, it's like, no, it's set in stone. This is what we have to do forever. And it's so dumb. Like,
it's totally dumb.
Like even the Constitution was meant to be flexible.
That's why there's amendments.
It's like they thought of fucking everything in that thing.
They literally call them amendments because you can make changes to it.
Yeah, like there is reason and truth that can eventually, I think, come. Thing that the pandemic has shined enough light on enough darkness that we fix some of that, but everybody thinks I'm way too optimistic that I've spoken to, but I have been speaking to a lot of comics and we're generally pretty dark. like I started this podcast. I'm like, these are so dark, but like, it's also like every conversation is about the pandemic. And I just recorded the first one that was post. We did actually have an election. Trump is like basically not heard from, but that was the first one. So like, nobody knew what was going to happen. Like, I didn't realize how relieved I'd be for that to be gone. But like, generally going down a dark route on this stuff, or like the conspiratorial route, or just thinking up scenarios is generally how our like brains work a little bit. So, but I'm still very optimistic, but sometimes utopian optimistic, which is, stupid.
I mean, I think like human beings are good at what's interesting. I was listening to, have you listened to the Wind of Change podcast yet?
No.
So it's really fascinating. It's about how, the song Wind of Change by the Scorpions?
Yeah.
So the premise of this podcast is that song was written by the CIA as a way to infiltrate Eastern Bloc countries during the Cold War to kind of accelerate the end of the Cold War.
Huh. I don't know the song well enough.
And well, I mean, the whole idea behind the song is like, the guy from the Scorpions was in Germany or in Russia or something like that, and wrote this song about how like there's a wind of change that's coming and going to bring it into the Cold War. And this guy went on like this crazy journey to figure out if the CIA actually did write this song for the band or not. But like one of the things they talk about is it's really only Americans and Russians that believe in conspiracy theories. They're like the only two. They're the only two countries that that believe in this.
No way.
Yeah, like there's no like the conspiracy theory in Korea is fan death. Like there's no other the Koreans don't have conspiracy theory. They have like, oh, if you leave the fan on all night, you're going to die, and so we'll put timers on fans.
Whoa.
Do you know about that one?
No.
Oh yeah, no. Fan death is like that's something that the Koreans believe.
Why?
I don't know. I'll send you a link for fan death. But like they believe if you leave a fan on all night,
Jesus,
that you'll die.
I'd be way dead. I mean, it's like coincidence doesn't mean, what is that saying? Coincidence doesn't mean, I don't know. But like basically, people do die at night with fans on.
Yes.
So that proves the theory.
Fan death is a belief that running an electric fan in a closed room with unopened or no windows will cause death. Despite no concrete evidence supporting the concept, belief in fan death persists to this day in Korea and also to a lesser extent in Japan. I didn't know it was in Japan.
Well, that's probably fairly true. I mean, that's a different thing. All windows closed, no air. You're basically, if it's hot, you're making an oven. That's why every time in the summer when it gets super hot, they're like, make sure to check on old people because they don't open windows and shit. Like, yeah. You make a convection oven out of your house. That makes sense, but you should just say, hey, if it's hot, open a fucking window and then the fan's fine. Right?
Well, that's, it's interesting. Like I'm on the Wikipedia page now and it says like some of the real causes are asbestos poisoning. Okay, that makes sense. Heat stress, that makes sense because if you're in a hot room, you're going to die. Yep. Hypothermia, because you're in a cold room, same thing. Yep. And asphyxiation, you're probably creating like a lot of carbon monoxide when you're sitting in a small room breathing.
Yeah, it's not the fan's fault. Fuck.
They think that it is.
Dude, Korea's jacked. There's so many good podcasts. Korea. There's so many good podcasts. There's that one called The Real Dictators, and they talk about the Kim Jong-il, like how he came to power in Korea. Dude, I didn't realize they split Korea in like 1950, like at the end of World War II.
I thought it was at the end of the Korean, like Was it
or
end of
the
World
end
War II? I thought it was
50,
Korean War.
yeah, Korean War. Yeah. So like it's long ago, but it's not that long ago. It's like our parents were alive kind of time. You're just like, holy shit, man, we are crazy beasts. Like,
Yeah.
they pulled off that like mind just brainwash in a generation. Like, it's crazy. It's so dumb. All of it is so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like I'm crazy, but like why don't most people realize how dumb it is? Like, nationalism is kind of dumb. Like, it's neat that like we're Americans, yay, we're here, we like like great, but
because it's the greatest country on earth, man.
We have a good constitution that probably a lot of just human beings would benefit from living by some of the terms of it because we should have some sort of central government to take care of shit that everybody isn't going to take care of, like a collective, like roads and shit. Like, it makes sense. You want cops, you want firemen, you want medical, you want roads,
You want public
beaches and national parks. Like, they have, taken over a lot of shit maybe they didn't need to, but like, you need it. And why, it's like Canada, for whatever reason, just is completely different. Mexico, for whatever reason, is just completely different, even though it's all one connected landmass. Central America is all fucked up. It's weird. We're weird things, people.
Wasn't it Ayn Rand that said everybody hates big government until there's a snowstorm?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then, who's going to come shovel my fucking walks and who's going to come plow my road?
Yeah. I mean, the people that are like, don't understand that at a basic level of like calling out people for being socialist is like, do you know what like the real like socialism, communism look like? That's what you need to read a book about. Everybody getting $1,500 a month
sounds fucking awesome.
Is not socialism. That means everybody can eat and live, and we just raise each other's living conditions, because nobody's fucking stressed out robbing people, beating people over the head for $20 and like scratching to feed their kids. Like, it doesn't need to happen. It's stupid. It's so stupid. And a reasonable person must know that. Like, why would somebody argue against that?
Because I think that it's human nature that you don't want people who are below you in status to be equal to you. And that might be an American thing, but like, everywhere I've ever been, that sort of seems like the case.
I guess I just don't know why people give a shit about anybody else. Like, really, like, just leave. Like, I just try to stay out of everybody's way if I can.
Because like, if your neighbor wins $1 million in the lottery, all of a sudden you're like, that fucking asshole. Like, why didn't I win the $1 million? Like, you start to resent people like that. And I think it takes like a strong-willed person to be like, yeah, good for that fucking guy. He can't do math, but he got $1 million.
Yeah.
And for like you and I, we're kind of like, okay, right on. Good. He won the lottery.
Lots of people have $1 million. Who gives a fuck?
Right. Exactly. I want $1 million.
I'm not good. Like, it does. All you need is like the basics covered. Everything else is gravy. Like
that's
like I don't know, man. It took me getting much older to figure that out. Like, I didn't always think that way. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of like, it's been our attitude during the pandemic. It's like, look, like I've got a good job. Everybody's healthy. And like, for, all things being equal, like, we're doing pretty well in this pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what more do you want? Like, I'm so grateful to have, a job. I think that would be brutal. Like, my favorite things to do have been taken away from me, like, temporarily probably, but like a couple years is a long time to not do your favorite things.
No, I agree, man.
But it could be worse. It could be way worse, and I don't know what people are doing that financially just their world ended last March with no hope, you know, like no skills, no way to make money. Like what? And it's laughable that the government's like, oh, we'll send them $600. Like how
one time.
How out of touch are you to send somebody $600 and think you've done anything? Like it would have been, and like ask people. Like there was probably more than half the people they sent $600 to who were like, I don't need $600. I have a job.
Right.
You know, take the whole thing and have it sent to people who really need it. And by the way, like $600 is ridiculous. Like that's probably not even 1 month's rent almost anywhere in this country.
Yeah, my daughter got it. Like, why does she need it? Like, I'm glad she got it. Right on, good for her. But like, she doesn't need $600.
And then 8 months later, here's another
15?
1,400. Like, what?
Yeah, it was 1,400.
Doing, man, like, we're I hope we get better.
Hey,
I hope we get better.
Look, I like the guy that wanted to give everybody $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
He was my call.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to go away. He's running for New York mayor, I think.
Yeah. But I just don't understand how people are like, nah, we don't want $1,500 a month. That sounds crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
nah, healthcare. Nah, we're good.
That doesn't like health.
I'm gonna stick with my shitty healthcare that I pay $2,500 a month.
I think this past election, despite the many people who still voted for Donald Trump, I still do have hope that the right side of history will prevail, and I have to have that hope because you too. I mean, we have kids. Like our kids need to do the best they can and not take any bullshit. We have to on our way out. You know, if we get lucky enough to have any kind of say in anything, make sure we do it well.
You know what? I don't buy into that, man. Like that's the same story my mom gives me. I'm like, there's 208 countries on the planet. This is not the best one I've ever been to. Like, and it's easy to move to any of the other 207 of them, or it's relatively easy to move to any of the 207 of them. So like my kid's looking at college in Europe and he's looking at college in Asia. Yeah. I'm like, great. You want to move to Asia? That sounds like Singapore. That's a pretty fucking nice country. Yeah. Oh, you want to move to Finland? That's a pretty nice country. Like, there's lots of places that have better quality of life, better
that's true.
social structure. Like, I have a friend of mine that lives in Amsterdam, and his son broke his arm recently skateboarding, and he went to the hospital and like the full treatment and everything like that. It was $20, €20. Yeah.
Our priorities are totally fucked here.
Like, and weed's legal.
Well,
Amsterdam's got their shit together, and everybody's like, "Oh, what about the taxes?" Like, first of all, like that's an American lie. Second of all, like you pay huge taxes here too.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I love California, and I've been to a lot of countries. I haven't lived in a lot of countries. You've lived in a lot of countries. I've been to a lot of countries, and there's some amazing places.
Yeah,
some amazing places. Europe has its own feel. Asia has its own feel. It's just a thing. I know what I like and where I want to be, and I got a really good sampling of the world. And very lucky to have done that. And I'm like, it's huge. This thing is fucking huge. And there's cool like Australia is dope.
Yeah, I've never been to Australia. It seems awesome.
Australia is so dope, and New Zealand is even doper. Awesomer. And I think it's almost like you have to live a while under the spell of it to appreciate it for what it is. You also have to travel to appreciate it for what it is and see it for exactly what it is. And to me, California represents almost the best of mainland US, even though the government is does weird things and you're just like, oh, like it's frustrating and it's expensive to live here. It's still my favorite attitude in in the States, although I feel like I might like the Northwest more. And then the end all is Hawaii to me. Hawaii is just where it's at.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I still think like even in Hawaii, you're kind of under this American thumb.
Yeah, but to get to Hawaii, you don't have to be a baller, but you have to be comfortable enough that you're not worried about living in Hawaii because it's really expensive to get the most basic things, you know?
Yes.
So like, but I would feel like the way to do it would be almost like prepper style, like get zen with like potted meat and, you know, rations, you know, set for like 30 years in case you had to. Otherwise you're getting fresh fish and rice every day and you're going to be happy as shit. Like, you can't need anything.
There's nothing wrong with fresh fish and rice.
Yeah, dude. Like, literally, you could wake up in the morning, spear fish for a half hour, and be fine for the day. You know what I mean? Like, life is very simple if you let it be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think that's really hard to fathom when you're young, depending on the kind of messages you got, and also this feeling that that there's some kind of weird time limit or whatever, you know, like if you would have started doing the things when you were 20 that you would do today if you had absolute freedom, they're completely different things. Probably, you know.
100%. Like I was pissed when I moved to California. I had no idea there were colleges in California. Like I left Westchester and I get to Santa Cruz and like there's a college on the beach. And I'm like, nobody fucking told me this was an option.
We got bad info, like, dude. We got bad info.
Yeah, when you live in Boyertown or Pottstown, Pennsylvania, they're like, well, you got Kutztown, you got Westchester. If you're like really rich, you go to Delaware or like, you know, Rutgers.
Dude, we're so dumb. We're so dumb.
totally stupid. And then I learned there's colleges in Hawaii. Like, I was like, fuck, man, I could have gone to college in Hawaii. That sounds awesome.
Dude, I remember our like college counselor in quotes had in our high school counselor had like it looked like a shitty hotel's rack of pamphlets for colleges. And it was probably Montco, Kutztown, like nothing. Hey, I went to Westchester. I loved Westchester. I had a fucking blast. A great university. But like, they were like literally within like nothing further than 30 miles of this center of the universe, Pottstown. Would you possibly want to go to college? I mean, Jesus.
And nothing good. It wasn't like, oh, there's University of Pennsylvania, there's Princeton, you go to New York and go to NYU or Columbia. Like, no.
I don't remember a conversation about like, you know, I've been watching you your 4 years here and you seem to be interested in, none of that conversation happened. Yeah. Like you seem to excel or you suck at, like nothing, dude. The only reason I knew about colleges outside of that radius was baseball. And, there you go. I was so afraid to go that far away that I only applied to like one or two that were outside of Pennsylvania. But like, yeah, man, we were dumb. We were dumb as shit.
Yeah, we were totally stupid. They have college in Miami.
Yeah.
That's like,
do you remember when you would hear about people that like left to go somewhere like exotic?
No, I was that guy. and I remember people were like, why would you ever want to move? Like, why would you want to go there? I'm like, well, it's the fucking middle of December and in California it's 70 degrees and it's snowing here. So that's why I want to go.
Yeah. I've been, I don't even know how to categorize it, but like not lamenting, thinking about and looking at houses back there because they're so big.
Yeah.
For the money. Big. And like this pandemic has made me realize how small my house is. And I'm very fortunate. I have a great house, but you know.
And you can go outside. Like in like, if you live in Pennsylvania right now and like, how much does it suck if you live in like a 14 or 1500 square foot house in Pennsylvania?
I mean, I'm very fortunate, man. I have to say I love my family, but I mean, there's no let up in this situation because we're working here. The kids are school here.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere. You can't leave. I mean, we can go outside. We can go outside. We play, we go outside, walk the dog, play tennis, whatever, get out of the house, go to the beach. But
Yeah.
it's still too fucking small. And
yeah, but you at least you live in a part of the world
Yeah.
where you can go outside.
yeah,
Like, that's
I couldn't,
awesome.
it's such a like first world problem to think about. But I look sometimes on like Zillow or whatever. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like an acre and a 3-story house
Yeah.
with a basement and an outbuilding, 4-car garage. And you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, for $198,000
Or Texas, like we watched that Fixer Upper show, dude, and they're like, okay, this one's 74,000, and you have 200,000 for your reno. It's like, oh my god,
Right.
like, but then you're in
Oh, yeah.
Texas. They don't.
We were
I don't know.
right.
Lots of people are doing it.
We were giving Austin a pretty serious look, and then we realized like this is probably just like we're bored in California. We're bored in our own house.
Yeah.
So, like we shouldn't move halfway across the country because we're bored. Like that's not a good.
Yeah.
That's not good rationale. I think that's like a poor fiscal decision.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen if there's going to be any backlash, because I know from a tax standpoint, a federal tax, it's better, but I don't know if it's better for. I think the property tax is like crazy high, and Texas.
It's not as bad as California, but it's
the ethos like Austin's cool. I've been to Austin, but like the Texas is giant. It's flat. I don't know. I've been to a lot of places in the country too, but there's a lot of places I haven't that I still don't know if I would want to live there. But like the Northeast or the Northwest interests me. Like,
I think Seattle.
Seattle. I spent a lot of time there. It was really cool. I like Portland. That whole area is interesting to me. I have seen the rain. Like I've been there during the rain, and I'm like, geez, like if this happens a lot, I think I don't know if I would dig this. But when it's nice, holy shit, is it nice?
Oh, but it's like London that way. Like London, it rained all the goddamn time, and it wasn't like a torrential downpour. It was just like constantly, like they called it gray sunshine.
Yeah,
and it's just like this like constant mist where everything is just like perpetually damp. But then, like in the summer, you'll get like 3 weeks straight of no rain, and everybody's so fucking friendly, and they're drinking in the streets, and they're having a good time, and everybody's being nice to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I have nostalgia for seasons, but I don't know if practically I will care enough to move to them, because I just love knowing the beach is down the street, dude. I don't know what.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think I'll ever get over that.
I mean, I played golf down in Pebble Beach today at Poppy Hills, and like it was 70 degrees. It was so nice, and you're not going to get that anywhere else in the country.
It's pretty dope.
It's 70 degrees in the summer too. Like that's the best part about this whole thing. Like a hot day. Like I mean, what's a hot day at your house in the summer? Like it touches 90,
maybe. Yeah.
Right. Oh well, that's
and not
too
humid
bad.
with bugs and shit. It's great. It's great, and it's expensive, and it's great, and I'm very fortunate. So, yeah, we're here. We're here.
Yeah, and when I want to get into these questions with you because I want to get your feedback on it. But when do you guys move?
So, I'd love your take on this because, like, we sold our house, and we're able to rent back from the owner for basically as long as we want. So we're kind of like watching the market, but I don't like, first of all, there's not a ton to buy. We have a lot of like if we're going to do like, I don't want to do this again. Like, I don't want to do this again. I want to buy one house that I probably die before I pay off. Like I want to be done. Yeah. I want to think about this. I want to build my studio. I want to like get my shit together. I just want to do this once. So like, we're pretty picky. But I can't believe that it's a good idea to buy at the height. And I don't know if this is the height to to sell at the height and take the money, which we did, and wait till this crashes. Cause we're about 14 years into an up. Like that just seems like, oh, so it's like, okay, well, if I wait and, the house I want drops by, 10% or something crazy. Like unless there's a crash, like a terrible, just like a 2007 just bottom out, which I don't think will happen because the market isn't built on that anymore. Unless that happens, me waiting will probably only result in having a higher percentage rate on a loan because the percentages are so low now. So I'm like,
Yeah.
So we're kind of like ready to jump if we find the right opportunity, but the right opportunity has so many levers to pull because I'm like, I will buy a shithole and fix it. You know, like, because we can rent back here for 2 months under construction. Like, I will buy the cheaper house if it's like the bones that I want, or I will buy move-in ready pretty good, but like that really doesn't exist because like then you're buying somebody else's idea of the renovations and paying for it. Like we're looking at this one tomorrow that's like really nice and pretty recently done, but I wouldn't have chosen a lot of what they did, but it would be stupid to rip it out. You know what I mean? So,
well, and you don't like if your intention is truly you want to live there until you die, then I think like I would worry less about the cost and more about the house itself. And you know, let's just say worst case scenario, there's a 20% drop in the market, right? You're not selling it anyway for 40 more years. Like if you're really like, hey, I want to die here, right? Like that means you've got the house for 30 years and your kids are.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Right. So if you buy a house, if you spend $1 million in the house and it drops by $200,000 tomorrow, and then 30 years from now it's worth $4 million bucks, like your kids are stoked because they're getting a $4 million house.
So we're like ready to jump, and we'll see. It's funny. I talk like we're going to look at this one tomorrow, and the guy, like they do, he's just like, well, I have like 35 showings this weekend, blah blah. And then I said, well, I already sold my house. I'm ready to go. He's like, oh, well, that moves you higher on the list. I'm like, yeah. Like, okay,
front of the line.
Let's see. So I don't know. It's a good problem to have. I want it over with soon because I am tired of like half-ass living here and tired of the space. And I'm like, now we're like, oh, now it seems even smaller because we're like, man, I can't wait to like, because the worst part, dude, this would have been way easier. And I might not have even sold my house and done this, but they closed our like community pool. As shitty as that sound, they closed our community pool in March because the like local health code and our tier of disease has these crazy rules for community pools that require like constant supervision and like all this crazy stuff. It would have cost the like board, the HOA or whatever, like $3,000 a month to open the pool. And so they voted to like not open the pool, and it hasn't been open, and they're not going to open it,
dude. So that's like one of the key perks of living where you live.
I'm like, we got to get out of here. Like me and my son would have swam every day.
Yeah.
So we started the wheels in motion, I would say like June or July to get out of here. And then we had some shit to figure out and like things to do. By the time we sold it, it was December. And even now we're just like, all right, we were going to like, well, let's watch the market. And then I started talking to people. Everybody I know that I think in my estimation is like good at real estate stuff has sold their house in the last 3 months. So I'm like, okay, it's a good time to sell house. Now, Some people bought, some people are renting back and watching. So that makes me feel like I got the first half of this transaction right. And I'm like, all right, so what do I do now? And the conversations I've been having is that if you're talking about the whole country, it might be okay to wait a little bit and see what happens. But like the bubble we're in doesn't move that much. And if you forecast forward, like, is it going to drop? Like, I don't think it will. Like, we've stabilized the people who are like losing their homes at this point, I would think.
Right.
Or, I would have thought any forgiveness would have ran out by now. People who, I don't know. So I don't think we're going to move that much. So I think we're like, let's get what works as soon as we can.
What happened to your neighborhood in 2007, 2008? Like
terrible.
Like the area like where you're thinking about living.
So my house,
really?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so like scared of real estate. We bought our house at the absolute peak. Like I didn't sell it now for what I bought it for. So, it's just, I had equity in it from paying on it for so long. And it didn't even sell for as much as I bought it for then. So I bought at the absolute peak. And then like literally 6 or 8 months later, it dropped by like $200,000. And it sat underwater.
And over the course of the last 12 years,
came back almost to what I paid for it. Almost. Yeah.
No way. Oh, wow. So it's a totally different market.
I think it's a different market for townhomes. Like connected homes, I think are always going to be taking the hits. And like, dude, I could go on for hours about my anger at my last real estate agent for like letting us buy this almost. Like it was almost irresponsible of her to let us buy this. And, you know, I'm just like, oh, God, I would have never bought this if I like, I think she thought I wanted to like play this game a little bit or something. And I definitely did not. So like, maybe she thought I wanted an investment property. Maybe I don't know. Like I thought I was pretty clear. Like this was I really wish I didn't buy this.
I think real estate people are I think real estate people are the worst.
I'm not a fan. It's it's an unnecessary, now that the paperwork should be all electronic.
Yep. And all done over like Ether or something like that.
I don't know. My buddy John is a real estate agent. He's a really good one. I think he actually gives a shit because he wasn't always a real estate agent. He became a real estate agent because he's a comic, and he was like, well, I like doing this, but I don't know. The incentive's weird. They shouldn't make so much money on it. I don't know. The structure's weird. The service they're providing and the pay they get is weird. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, it's
really weird. The money moving around is really weird.
And there's literally zero incentive to them to help you like raise the price.
Yeah, the incentives are really strange, and with like all of the online ability to like connect to the fact that like they used to be able to lord over having access to the MLS, and now Zillow and Redfin, you don't need the MLS. Like they get their drip a day early. That's all they're doing. They're like hanging on to like the airlines or something like used to with like ticketing, you know, like or concert ticketing. And remember like waiting in line for tickets? That was really fun though. But like now you just can't get them because StubHub buys them all. But like, yeah, it's really, it needs a shakeup. I think I don't know. It's a weird one. Then you could also say that, you know, if you get a really good real estate agent, I guess for my purposes, for a person who's like a one house kind of person, it's a bunch of shit. Maybe for somebody that's like doing a lot of transactions and having somebody take care of their properties for them and pick properties for them, maybe their skills come in handy more effectively there. But like for the family one home buyer person, it's kind of a rip.
Yeah, it's a total rip.
Yeah. And they make it really hard to not use them, which is fucked up. You know?
Yeah, that's super fucked up.
So.
There's a couple of like really interesting companies that are coming out in that space, and I'll have to look them up. Open Door is one of them, which is, you know, basically it's like commission-free real estate, like you do it yourself, and they make that whole process really
It should
easy.
be like, have you ever dealt with like CarMax?
Yes. I mean, I know the process of CarMax. I've never bought a car.
It's all we need. Like literally them and like a central test drive center that has every brand. And then you just walk over to a kiosk, type in what you want and order it and walk away. Like,
yeah,
you know, I bought a Tesla last year It was so easy, so perfect.
That's awesome.
And I was like, oh, this is how it should be. And then I got Beth a car, and like, it was a gigantic pain in the ass, like haggling and hours in a building. And let me go ask the manager. I was like, oh, you old school fucks.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, this transaction should take minutes at best.
Yeah, Tesla's the way to go.
I'm not getting the benefit.
I go to the website, I put my credit card in, and a car shows up at my house a couple of days later.
And it's great,
awesome.
Dude. I think it's a better, like, financially better. It's people like, oh, so expensive. I'm like, actually, no. Like, if you really do the math, like, it's not that expensive, dude. Like, I'm not driving as much as I used to, but like, I was spending.
It's still pretty fucking expensive,
man. Like, if you were driving regular, you're spending $300 or more a month on gas, $400 a month on gas, once or twice, probably. Like, the amount of driving I was doing, like, it's less than I was spending with a gas car. Like,
yes, the fuel is, my payment's like 4 times as much though.
Yeah, but you never have to get it fixed.
No, I know, it's nice. My door handle broke the other day, and then I went to charge it, and then the door handle fixed itself.
Perfect.
Like, I don't know how that happened, but I was like, awesome. This is great.
I luckily, like, I don't normally do shit like this, and again, like, I bought Tesla stock the day I bought my car. I was like, oh, this is great, and it was super cheap.
Yeah,
and,
why wouldn't you?
When I think I got it at like 200, and then it went up and split. I was like, ooh, I wish I bought more. That would have been great.
God bless
but
America.
It's really impressive. And I'm like, oh, other cars are stupid. Like, I would even consider, like, if he can get one that's like in the Honda Subaru price range for like new drivers, you know what I mean? Like, I would definitely do that. Like,
what do you mean new drivers?
Like, my daughter's going to be 16 soon. Like, I'm not going to buy her. I'm not going to buy her a Model 3. That's a lot of cash, and she's definitely going to, like, dent the shit out of it and be a shitty driver in it. But like, if there was a $25,000 version of that was like maybe not as fast, maybe not as like long battery or whatever, like a scaled down but still all of the sensible shit, like battery powered and no moving parts, basically no service, that's a good car for kids, dude. Like, you can control it from your phone. Awesome. You can throttle it from your phone. You know where it is all the time. Like, yeah, you can't go over 55 and you will not find the code. Like, yeah.
Put the hammer down, dude, in the Neal household.
Your kids are already driving, I assume, so you're already over it. But I've been thinking about it a lot as I'm eyeing it down. Like, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, our kids are driving the old Prius that I had a million years ago. Yeah, that's what they inherited, and they split it and they fight over it, and that's how they roll. And now Ella's like saving up money to buy her own car. What was the
name of her cupcake company? Beth and I were trying to think of it. Do you remember?
Oh, fuck.
It's like Santa Monica Cakes or something like that?
She wanted to start. Yeah, I think it was good memory.
Beth,
yeah, I think it was Santa
pulled
Monica
that one out. I was like, I know it was clever, but I don't know if it was Santa Monica Cakes.
Wow. I think it was. That was funny.
Yeah.
Walking around selling cupcakes.
When you could talk to people outside and not have your face covered.
The good old days. Dude, I remember those days.
There'll be a back. We're going to have, I think there's going to be a renaissance, like roaring 20s renaissance, like in about a year. It's going to be very fun. I think live events are going to come back with a vengeance.
I think like the first like real big live event is going to be New Year's, and like I was thinking the other day, like, would it be logistically possible to have one act do New Year's Eve in New York, fly to Chicago, do another show, fly to Denver, do another show, fly to LA, and logistically that's not possible, but it was a cool idea.
Oh, because it's an hour. Yeah, it wouldn't make it.
Because you pick up the hour traveling east to west, but like the flight you could make, like if you were on the runway and you played a couple of songs and then you jumped in a plane, you could make it to Chicago, do another thing on the runway there. Yeah. You couldn't make it to Denver because that's an hour and a half, or it's like a 2-hour flight, 2.5 hour flight. Yeah,
that'll be fun. New Year's, huh?
But I think there'll be some huge concerts New Year's Eve. Yeah. Like everybody will be vaccinated, and the people that aren't vaccinated can just get COVID.
Yeah, that high 90s percentage is pretty strong. You think we'll be like fully just out, or like everybody will be pretty comfortable, maybe still masked up and numbers real low, everybody vaccinated, or like it as if it doesn't really exist like Florida thinks right now?
I think it's going to be like it doesn't really exist like Florida thinks. You know, I mean, that'll be right at the 2-year mark. Like people will be like sensitive to it and thinking about it, and
that'll be good.
You know, I think I mean, I think like as soon as like the vaccine gets to be like closing in on a third of the population, you're just going to start seeing stuff open up like crazy.
I just hope we learn our lessons and are better next time.
No, don't be silly. That's not going to happen.
I guess so.
You're talking crazy. Hey, so what do you think of the questions listened to?
Gave them some thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So can we do this? I'm gonna fall asleep on you. I don't. This is like way past my bedtime, man.
Yeah.
I don't stay up this late, and we've been recording this whole 70 minutes.
I like recording mine late at night because I like late night brain, and it simulates. It simulates after a show, but I like that's the initial idea for mine was like after show vibes, but we're not having shows, so we don't have any of the like adrenaline of post show banter. So like most comics I've been talking to are like, 10 o'clock. I've been going to bed at 7, and like because we don't have to go anywhere. We're just all sitting home, and it's like. Fuck. Like me and a couple of comics have a Friday night fairly regularly Zoom where we chat, and when we do get together, we always like make bets on who will actually show and who will the next morning apologize for falling asleep. And it's like it happens every week, every time we do it.
That's fun.
But it's been nice to have that kind of connection throughout the pandemic. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird.
My sister jokes like that's when she busts out Matlock and her warm cup of Ovaltine around 7 o'clock, so she can be asleep by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, the latest.
I guess if I didn't have meetings and shit, I would settle into a different schedule.
Yeah. I'm going to clean my ice maker. Well, we're chatting. I'm domestic, man. Sometimes, like, the ice maker gets a little too full, and then it's, like, freeze dries, and then it doesn't make ice anymore. It's too cold.
I know.
We got talk about first world problems. My ice maker is broken.
Mine is, too. It must be a pandemic on ice makers right now.
Well, I know that like if the ice, like if you leave the door open and the ice freezes and then it gets like some frostbite in there or something like that,
mine's well beyond fixing at this point. Yeah, it's been it's been somewhat repaired, and since I don't own the house anymore, I just call the landlord.
You're like, fuck it.
Like, hey, the ice maker's broken.
Who cares?
The people that bought my house
Not
were
your
really
problem
cool.
anymore.
we're really lucky. They're like, I thought this was really sweet. They sent me they left on the porch a frame, like an empty frame, and said their tradition is that we leave our own picture in there that they'll hang to keep in the house because, we lived here for so long and we're a part of the house. I was like, that's fucking dope. Like, it's a little weird that you'll have our picture in the house. You'll have to explain to people, but that's cool. Is it? Dude, I think it's neat.
Hella weird.
I wish it was a little picture, like you would see somebody with like a little black and white photo of like the old people that built the house or whatever, but like it's a pretty big frame. Like it's a significant family portrait size frame. I'm like, you sure you want our picture in there that big? Like, this house is pretty small. That's like a feature.
Did you do something funny?
Well, we haven't
like
left yet, so we didn't put a picture in it yet. Like, that would be funny, like matching sweaters or something. Super creepy.
Or like,
yeah, we'll go to Sears.
What's the glamour shots? Like the boudoir photo.
Or no, one of those old west gangster photos. yeah.
Wanted pictures of the family. Wanted the Neil gang. $5,000, dead or alive. Oh God, that'd be awesome.
God, my parents moved to the beach. They live now near Rehoboth Beach, and I haven't gone. Yeah, I haven't seen them yet.
Did they really?
Moved during the pandemic.
My
dad sold the house.
Retirement house down there.
Bought a place down there. He's like free and clear. He's super psyched. He's the golf cart to the bay, 10-minute ride to the beach. Yeah,
God, that sounds great.
Yeah, right. And the house is bigger, and it was like way cheaper. It's bigger than their old house. Like they have a whole 2 bedrooms for us. Like I can go there and stay the whole summer next summer. Like with the kids, I can work anywhere. So it's like, awesome. We'll just come live in Delaware for the summer. Why the fuck not? Or I'll just leave the kids here for a month. Totally. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Later, nerds. Like a month is a long time, but they're like getting to the point where
there's something to do. Like they're in like living in Rehoboth Beach is dope. It's so much different than living at the beach here. It's like a carnival every day.
Yeah.
With the boardwalk and all this shit to do. True. Like I loved going to the beach. We used to go to the beach, like rent a house during the summer and go to Ocean City, Maryland. It was awesome. So awesome.
I think I went. Yeah, you did. I went with you guys one summer for that. Like while we were in Westchester, we went down there for a weekend.
Yeah.
Because Kook had a house. Like
I remember that day. If you guys stayed for a couple days, because we would always have a condo, and you guys came down, and I remember. I think that was the year we had a place on the bay. If I remember, it was brown. It was like a townhouse.
I don't remember.
Yes, we got really
hammered.
Yeah.
I remember, like my kids still talk about Rehoboth though, because we stayed in this hotel that had a pool that was indoor outdoor. You could like swim under a big plate of glass, and you were outside, and they had like a decent sized swimming pool outside, and then you swim back under, and now you're back inside and
going back and forth.
Like, they must have spent 3 hours.
Dude, I was looking at houses on Zillow, and Colorado's another spot that I like a lot. And I was looking at Colorado houses, and I showed it to my daughter. It was really cool. It was like almost looked like a big barn, this place, and it was really funky looking. And she's like, yeah, but it doesn't have a pool. I was like, yes, it does. It had an indoor pool. I was like, oh. She was like, what?
Oh, nice.
I was like, can you please move to Colorado? Because she's coming to, she's like, she's like, I don't want to move. I'm like, you haven't even seen these people in 18 months. Let me move.
Here, can I give you the hint? Because I think this is how I sold.
Yeah.
I was trying to sell Austin pretty hard. And my sales pitch was, I will buy you any car you want under $25,000.
If you let me move.
And then the kids were like, okay, I'm in.
I might use that.
How do we,
when are we going? That. But she already, she's not yet.
She's 16.
But she already knows that I will get her a car. I think she knows that we would get her a car. You know?
Yeah, but there's like the difference between like the car that like she has some negotiating leverage here that you can take advantage of. Because my kids are like, well, I'll get a Jetta or something like a teenager car. And then like when you're like, oh, well, if you move, I'll buy you any car you want. And now like we're on Hemmings and we're like looking at like classic, like 1978 Mustang or like something fucking cool, like a cool car. Like we looked at one car. We found like a 1975 Rolls Royce Silver Spur for like $23,000. I was like,
God.
yeah, this is the car. Like,
except it doesn't run.
That thing, it'd be awesome.
As long as it runs the first day.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it'll run once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a piece of shit car that didn't run. Like, if you're going to have an awesome car that doesn't run.
You remember the shit boxes we used to drive around then? What did you drive?
They were just awful. I mean, I had so many cars because like I couldn't afford a car, so I had to go buy $500.
What did you have when we lived in Westchester? I can barely remember that, dude. That's how old we are.
So I think at one point I had, when we lived on High Street in Westchester,
205 and 7-Eleven.
I either had my Saab, which eventually like blew up, or I had like a Honda Accord, which I drove
think it was
into a
the
tree.
Saab, because we used to have to park behind it, right? Behind on the left. Yeah. I think you had a Saab then. Yeah, that was I had
and you had like
red
a red car,
Dodge,
but I don't remember what it was.
Did I have the Dodge Colt? I had a red car in high school, and then I got a Prelude, which was my favorite car. It might still be my favorite car. No. It was still
red?
Silver. I had like a maroon car, blue. and then I had a gray Honda. When I lived in Westchester, I had a gray Honda.
I don't remember the Honda. But it was like a new one, right?
It was an 85.
Like newish at the time.
It wasn't that new.
Like
no.
Oh, so it wasn't that new.
I love that car. I love that car. If I like, that might be a car I would buy now, just to have. Like if I had the space, like I would probably, that would be one of the cars I would have. Like people would be like, people would say like, oh, you have car collection? Well, not really. I have two cars. Let me see it. What is it? It's an 85 Honda Prelude, gray, and the paint is chipped.
I have a Tesla and
it's a 5-speed 4-cylinder. It 0 to 65 in 2 minutes. God, I love that car.
I totally remember this car.
I love that car. It was just the best. It was the best. And it still ran.
Cars,
the only reason I got a new car was because I was sick of it. I had it for so long. I was like, what? Can I get another car? Like, I guess. Like, actually, that Prelude blew a timing belt, and that repairs more than it's worth
when that happens in those cars.
Because I had driven it into the ground. I had like 185,000 miles or something on it. And my dad was like, the car's worth $100. The repair will be $2,500. I was like, maybe I'll get a new car.
Yeah, so I was always buying my car, every car that I owned until I bought my first new car when I moved to California.
See, but there's a freedom in that. You don't give a shit where you park, and you never know if you're going to make it.
Well, you don't, but you also well, there's certainly that, but it's like you also know the cars last in a year, right? Like you're paying $100 a month for a car that's going to last a year. And like the Saab, I think I had my Saab for about 18 months. I had that Honda for 18 months. Like they didn't last very long, but like fuck, it was. I think the Saab was $1,200. My Honda was $800.
We were scrappy, man. We were scrappy. We didn't have near the guidance that, like, I love my parents. Are great. I love them. I love them. They're great. But like, they did the best they could, and like, they did with what they had. But like, we don't have an excuse anymore. We have all the information. So it's like ignorant to keep them in the
Right.
dark, you know? Like we have all the information, we can help them be better than we were. Like, you know, shit, we didn't even have, like, you literally had to go to the library to figure shit out. You know, like that's a tall order for most people, like to even go to the library. So yeah, I guess we got pretty lucky considering all the shit and survived through all that shit.
Hey, the other thing that's kind of crazy, and maybe you experience this as well. I have this belief that there's a certain period of our lives, like between like 1992 and about 1998, that still doesn't exist on the internet.
Yeah.
And like, I'll look for bands and I'll look for like cultural references, and it's really hard.
There wasn't
to find
as much
stuff
record
like
of
that.
it.
Like, what was I looking for the other day? Right, like somehow I was like, somebody at work was talking about Nine Inch Nails, and I remember going to see Nine Inch Nails
And it's
at
not
the
on YouTube.
Silo in Reading. And it's definitely not on YouTube. And I did a search for it, and all I could find was like there's some like Nine Inch Nails archive where they had somebody saved a ticket stub. Like, first of all, like, how much do you love Nine Inch Nails? You're going to save a ticket stub for 25 fucking years. But then, second of all, that just kind of stuff. Like,
you were
no
with us at
record
the
of
first
that.
Lollapalooza, right? Dude,
Yeah.
that was so good. And we were in the front row.
Yeah, that guy jumped off stage and died.
And that was also, I think that was the same. I think we slept out at that North End shopping center where the Photomat was, and had Xanax. It was the only time I ever had Xanax, and I realized I will never have Xanax again, because it was like 150 degrees out, and we had to sleep there. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to fall asleep. It is literally a sauna here. How are we going to sleep? How are we going to sleep? And somebody had Xanax and gave me half of one, and it was fucked up. And I was like, well, that was worse than sleep. So, but we got the Lollapalooza tickets that morning, and we caravan there. Like, God, I remember the concert very, very vividly, but like everything wrapped around it, I don't remember.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
It rained at night. I remember sleeping we slept in Dave's mom's van.
Yep.
We had I wore Birkenstocks. Like,
I remember parking and walking.
I lost them.
I remember.
So I had to spend like half the day in.
We were so dirty.
Half the day with no shoes
we were so
on.
dirty.
That's bad news.
Because it was muddy.
Oh, fucking filthy. And I do remember. Yeah, it was awful. Yeah. I remember like during the body count. Like during the body count show, some guy climbed to the top of the speakers and then jumped off, and everybody was like, "I don't want to catch this guy falling from 25 feet."
I don't remember that.
And he splattered.
God, who was on that? Who was on that lineup? I remember James.
Oh, that was nuts.
Surfers.
Butthole Surfers were on it because Gibby Haynes came out with a shotgun and he shot it.
And we were in the front row, so everything was blistering loud. A couple
of times. Yep, Body Count was on that.
Damn.
Living Color was on
92 or 91. It was 92, I think.
And then I think Nine Inch Nails was on that. No, they were the next year.
Jane's Addiction, Susie and the Banshees, Living Color, Nine Inch Nails, Ice-T, Body Count, Surfers, Rollins Band, Violent Femmes, and Fishbone. Yeah, I do. I don't
remember Violent Femmes.
We were walking around during Violent Femmes.
That's too bad because I saw them.
I mean, we still watched the concert, but we weren't on the front for them.
I've ever seen. I didn't
but
watch.
We were up front for Butthole Surfers, Body Count, Nine Inch Nails, Living Color, Susie and the Banshees, and Jane's Addiction. And then I remember we came out for a little of Jane's because we were farther back from the stage when it started raining. And I remember Perry Farrell said,
I know what you're going to say.
No, he said maybe, but he said the rain is like a baptism. I remember him saying the rain is like a baptism, and they played Ocean Size, and I was like,
"Oh, that's funny."
Fucking A. That band was fantastic, so good. Do you know I met
so good.
David Perkins, Stephen Perkins. Stephen Perkins.
Oh, the drummer.
He is ridiculous, and
he's such
this
a good
is
drummer.
funny. Like he's a sweetheart. I was in the vet. I was in my veterinarian's office, and he came in, and I knew who he was, but for some reason I was blanking, like I did just now, on his first name. But I was like, that is the drummer for Jane's Addiction. Holy shit, that drummer. So I'm sitting there trying to remember what his name is, and he goes into the take his dog in, and I was still in the waiting room. My dog was in the back already. So I go up to I remembered it, and I go up to the desk. I was like, excuse me, is that Mr. Perkins? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, it's Stephen Perkins. Because I wouldn't want to be like, hey man, aren't you the drummer? Like I want to be like Mr. Perkins, right? So he comes out, and I was like, Mr. Perkins, I just wanted to say I was like, Mr. Perkins, I just want to say I am a huge fan. He's like, Steven, man, so nice to meet you. Like, and literally chewed my ear in the veterinarian's office for, God, 25, 30 minutes. Like he just was so animated and so like best. We were talking about beats, and we were talking about like how he played shit and the concerts where I'd seen him and what he was working on at that time, which was like a new project with the guy who ended up in Red Hot Chili Peppers for a minute, Dave Navarro. So him and Navarro were working on something.
Oh, Dave Navarro.
And he was just the greatest guy. He was so nice. And I was like, fuck, man, what a cool little coincidence to like meet the drummer of Jane's Addiction in my vet office, you know, like. But yeah, he
such
I also
LA
met the
thing.
Chili Peppers at lunch one day, like just getting a sandwich, and that was in Malibu, and yeah, and Flea and Anthony Kiedis sat down to eat, and I was like, I gotta talk to him because what the fuck. Yeah. So I walked over and I was like, hey, just so much respect, love your band, grew up listening to it, you guys are epic legends, whatever. And they're like, oh cool. So they started talking, and I was like, I remember one of the shows I saw you, the Pearl Jam opened for Smashing Pumpkins, who opened for you in a basketball gym in 1991 at Penn State. And they were like, I remember that show. And we started talking about the show. And like Penn State had won some huge game that day. So there was like extra, like, and the Chili Peppers brought that up. So like they weren't like bullshitting. Like they were like, oh yeah, that was this and that. Like they remembered that show almost as much as I did because of it was Penn State and because it was so like
holy crap
epic of a show. But like, dude, that show was goddamn ridiculous. Like here's how big that show, how amazing that show was. It was in a basketball court. That's one. So you can imagine the size. It was tiny. It wasn't full.
Oh,
that's
and
the other thing you need to know.
Nuts.
And I didn't know who Pearl Jam or Smashing Pumpkins were. So Pearl Jam came out and played.
That's cool.
Basically played 10. I think maybe the video for Alive had come out within like weeks, but it wasn't like you had to be really in the know to know who Pearl Jam was. And like, I was like, what in the fuck was that? Like, it was so incredible. Eddie Vedder climbing all over the place. They were like,
yeah.
Oh, so good. I mean, so good. If you just watch the Alive video and the Even Flow video, that's the version of Pearl Jam that I saw. It was unbelievable for that to be the first time I heard that music. Was just like, holy shit. And then Smashing Pumpkins came out with Gish. They were touring Gish. So like, what in the fuck was that? I was like, by the time the Chili Peppers came on, I was like, these guys are like old. Like this idea of even the Chili Peppers music doesn't make any sense to me anymore. Like, holy fuck,
yeah,
man.
It was
and
awesome.
The Chili Peppers were amazing. Like Chad Smith's one of my favorite drummers. Like, they were with John Frusciante on that tour. I think it was the Blood Sugar Sex Magic tour. So like, Oh, incredible record. I
That's a
might
good
be
record.
wrong. It might have been Mother's Milk.
When you met Stephen Perkins, when you were talking to him about drumming, did you learn anything from him? Because he seems to have such a unique time signature that I don't hear in too many other drummers.
We talked about how much we talked about tuning and the amount of toms he uses rhythmically, which is what is so I think so different about him is he plays toms on the beat where you would, if you were just sitting back playing the beat, would probably just play a straight like snare drum. You know what I mean? So,
is his time signature normal? But
it's
that's
probably
what makes
varies
it
from
sound
song to
different.
song. I'd have to think like if he plays in odd signatures, or if it's just that he plays instruments, or he plays different drums on the beats that you're used to hearing straight beats. You know, like if yeah, so if like a regular song is like 2/4,
yeah,
like Ocean Size could be 2/4, you know, or 4/4. Wish I was Ocean Size.
Yeah,
but like I don't count, but like it's probably straight if you played it straight, but he plays it not straight, and will add toms where most people don't. So like he influenced my playing a ton. I mean, when we would play Jane's songs, I mean, they were so fun to play and so different than anything I played. So like, if you listen to, you know, because early days we would cover like Mountain Song, or I think that was the main one we covered. But like then later, years later, like I have songs like Spiderweb and Ghost Ride that are very tom heavy. And a lot of it is because, you know, it opens up as a new avenue that you were like, oh, I can do that too. You know, those are sitting there doing nothing all this time. You know what I mean? So, and I had a little bit of that from like, because I love Genesis and Phil Collins. So he played a lot of toms, and he had a lot of them. He had 6 mounted toms. Dude, I just read an article in Rolling Stone by Chester. It was an interview with Chester Thompson. And it was kind of fucked up. He got a kind of a raw deal through that whole thing.
Didn't like there was like a weird
I don't
thing
know that
like
backstory.
his wife
I just mean
his
through
house
like the
or something
Genesis
like that?
Phil Collins touring situation. Do you mean Phil Collins? Oh, I think he's had some problems. Yeah.
Like in the last like year or so, some like a woman that he was married with kicked him out of his house, married some other guy, and then like,
I mean,
they claimed squatters' rights on his house.
I wonder if that's why he's out.
The craziest fucking story
again. You know, like because it's.
Dude, is he touring? He's 70 years old. He just turned 70
Phil
a couple weeks ago.
I really do. But he is out touring, and he can't play the drums anymore. And he's sitting. Like he's sitting
for real,
and it's. I hope he gets paid, you know. But and like obviously he came up through the time being a musician when record companies fucking just took all artist money. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. I'm sure they did fine, but you know what I mean. Like I think he's had several marriages and you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to imagine. Yeah, he's all right.
According to Google, his net worth is $300 million. So, I mean, even if they're 90%
still got some
wrong,
cash.
Phil.
Well, something is driving him to go out on tour
in
in what is kind of a shell of his former self and music. But I guess older musicians do that. I mean, I want to play shows when I can play shows again, you know, but really?
My dad still tours.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not doing it now, but like, oh yeah, he's 73 years old and still plays out like 3 nights a week. And travels all up and down the East Coast, and he's fucking great. But like they found a niche. Their niche is they generally play at either retirement communities.
Who is it?
They'll play at like the Eagles Club or like the Masons. My dad's band. They're called the. It's changed now. It was called the Harmonious Dogs of Love, and like they'll play all over southeastern Pennsylvania. And he's like, it's great. He goes, first of all, it's great money. Second of all, I get to get out and play with my buddies. And third of all, I'm home in bed by 9 o'clock. Like it's absolutely like he loves it. It's a great niche for him. I think it's a good niche for everybody. I think if you're 70 years old, you should be playing old folks homes and they play like these old like 50s and 60s and 70s.
That's different
like,
though. Like he's still playing music. That's cool. Like I want to do that 100%. Like what I'm saying is like the same kind of thing as like, and it sounds like I'm shitting on him. I'm not. I'm just saying. I guess if I was in their position, I would do the same thing. But like if you're a Phil Collins fan, like I don't know if going to see what he's doing live makes me feel good about Phil Collins. I almost rather like listen to the record again. Like,
no.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen the Rolling Stones live for that reason.
I don't know.
I saw Paul McCartney at the Vet in like 1991 or 2 or something like that. And he just looked so old then. And then he was my neighbor when we lived in London, and I would see him at the coffee shop, and he looked old then. Like, and like, if you're like how many more times does Mick Jagger really want to sing Satisfaction?
I think it's fine. I think they should sing it forever. Like I thought that for a minute, and it all comes down to like what you're doing at the time. So like I played in this cover band for like 5 years, and it was like a 90s cover band. It was super fun. And we played songs that in the 90s I hated. Like I was mad at them. Like I was like, this song is the biggest piece of shit. And my band played them because when you're playing them in a bar, people fucking go crazy and dance and have a really good time. And there's songs that like, I was like, oh God, how is this a hit? Right. And then I'm like, oh, this is how it's a hit. Like, it's fucking fun. Like, I wish I wrote it because that probably bought their houses. Like, you know what I mean? So like,
lots of them. Rock Lobster, like how like
so how dare I throw shade on Mick Jagger or Phil Collins? It's like, knock yourself out. It's just like I choose to remember the vibrant one. Like I appreciate it, and that's the one I'm going to try to remember. Like I saw, Richard Pryor on his last tour. No, it was sad.
Oh fuck!
He was so fucked up, man. He was in a wheelchair.
Oh, really?
You could barely understand him, and he had his notes in like 400-point font printed and in cards out in front of him. Like it was sad. I was like, oh, I saw Richard Pryor. Like literally, I just saw the living the living person. I was in the same room. I was in the same room as Richard Pryor, but I didn't see Richard Pryor. You know what I mean? So Richard it's like,
Pryor,
it's like,
what a good observation.
Good for them. Keep bringing that money in, and I hope you're having fun. But like, that's not my thing. I don't want to I almost don't want to watch it because like I'm like, ooh, he can't sing like he used to. You know what I mean? Or like the drum, like he doesn't have Chester Thompson or him playing drums. So now it's a cover band. You know what I mean? Like it's a cover band and Phil Collins is the singer. Like his son plays drums for him. His son's an incredible drummer, but it's not Phil Collins. Yeah. Like he's playing Phil's parts, and it's like, well, okay, that's cool. But I don't like it. I saw Smashing Pumpkins with a different drummer, and I was like, okay.
What are your thoughts on Queen with Adam Lambert?
Brian May's pretty incredible. I
He's really good.
I saw the Journey band like 2 summers ago. Yeah, and
Oh, with the Filipino guy.
there's a documentary. I'll have to
That
watch it.
video, that documentary is fucking amazing.
Well,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
I
the
think it's
guy
called
can
Don't Stop Believing.
flat out sing Steve Perry songs, and the band was tight, but
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I could listen to the record. whereas I saw
that's a good point. Yeah.
that same tour, it was like a bunch of older bands. Fleetwood Mac was one of them, and it was all original. Like before they kicked Lindsey Buckingham out again, it was unfucking believable. Like I love Fleetwood Mac. You know, I had the greatest hits album is how much I love Fleetwood Mac, right? They were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. Lindsey Buckingham, like the tone, like it was so good. It was so fucking good. I was like, holy shit. And the singing and the harmonies, unbelievable. Unbelievable good. And they're all, old as shit. But then, Journey, I was like, well, I didn't need to see a version of that song. You know what I mean? And Neil Schon.
That's true. Yeah, it is kind of like you're going to
might
see a cover
have been
band.
the only original member that was on stage because they've had so much bullshit, So it's like, I don't, but at the same time, like I just saw Dead and Company at the Hollywood Bowl with John Mayer, and it was incredible. It was incredible, and it was literally my first Dead show. And I was like, I get it. And I was talking to my buddy who's a huge Deadhead, and I didn't know this, but Jerry's whole idea was that he wanted the band to be like open source kind of thing. Like, he wanted people to change and let the music live on. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. But John Mayer crushed it. Like, he's incredible in that.
I heard he's excellent.
Wow.
And a buddy of mine saw him in Chappelle.
Yeah.
And
So music is so
show.
so interesting, and live music especially is so interesting. There is. See, I think I'm biased because being in bands so much, being in a band for so long, with the same basic setup, there is something that goes on. I don't know what it is, but like there is something that goes on when it works, like between those individuals, and you take one element and switch it. It's not the same thing. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's just let's just acknowledge it's a different thing. Like, it just feels different if you're tuned to it. There's a nuance to every player, I guess. So it's hard to remake it with different people. No.
Do you know the story of the ship of Theseus? It's a theoretical experiment that was created by Plato back a bajillion years ago when Plato was popular. And the experiment is if you have a ship and you replace one plank, is it still the same ship? And then if you replace another plank, is it still the same ship?
Yep.
And then, eventually you're going to replace all the pieces of wood in the ship. So at that point, is it still the same ship? And the argument is like, I guess technically it's still the same ship, but not really.
It's a little different. It's always a little different. One thing can make a very, very big difference. Of
course.
I'm a big Death Cab for Cutie fan, and they had, I think, three different drummers on their first couple records. One was like Ben Gibbard did every instrument, the first record, and then they got I think they had at least 2 different drummers, and then they finally settled on this guy Jason McGurr, and he is so goddamn good. He's so good, but he's different. So when they play the songs that had different drummers, it's different. It's not bad.
Yeah.
He's playing what they played for the most part, but it's just different. And
And do you hear that? Do you hear like, oh, he hits?
I do,
he
but
hits a
I
snare just
feel like
a little
it's
bit
like
harder, a little bit
most
softer.
people don't. I think,
And
so there's
yeah.
there's, and it's not. I'm not saying I'm like special or anything.
Right.
I'm just saying like I am especially paying attention to shit that most people don't give a shit about. Like.
No, dude, it's totally like I grew up in a very musical family and I have no musical ability for some reason. But like I'll go watch people's bands, like I'll go watch friends' bands play still. And I saw a band play, I don't know, before the pandemic, and one of the guitarists was just like constantly off.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
The
thing about that cover band, the thing about that cover band, I really had a really good time. Like, it was really fun. But Bresky came out one time and saw us. He's ridiculous. He came out and like saw the band play. So happened he was here when we had a gig, and I was like, "Well, come to the gig; it'll be fun." And he had the keenest observation, which was interesting. He was just like, it's cool. You guys were all good players, but the guitar players are not '90s people, so they play the 90s songs correctly, but they feel like 80s songs. Like they're something about the way they play them. And I was just like, you're so right. You're so right.
What a cool observation that is.
The tone they use is got a little drip of 80s in it. The way they strum, the way they solo, like something about it's subtle. It's really subtle because I was full 90s. Like I dug so deep and like I've never been a better player than the years I played in that cover band, because we played so much. Like we played 3-hour shows, 3 or 4 hour shows, 90 to 100 songs in our repertoire, all
so fun,
all good shit. Like I picked a lot of stuff. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
We played so much neat stuff, and like it was so goddamn fun. Like all kinds of Smashing Pumpkins. Like there was stuff that people like I'm sure was obscure. Like we played I Am One, okay, by Smashing Pumpkins. Now that's the first song on Gish. They didn't get like famous until like the second record. Most people
I think that's when my sister was dating
really?
the guy. My sister dated their drummer for a little while.
The Asian guy, James Eha's the guitar player.
Is that the Asian dude, or is he the bass player?
Interesting. Well, I mean,
all right, she dated him for a minute.
If you know Smashing Pumpkins, you probably know something from like Melancholy, like Today, like something, or like I don't know. I feel like they weren't as mainstream as I thought until some of those big hits. But like the first song on Gish, nobody fucking knew what that was. But like, I was like, we should play I Am One because it's really fun. And it was. And like, we played Helmet. And like, dude, yeah. And people would lose their fucking minds. We played Rage Against the Machine songs and the place would like just explode. Like, we played the shittiest bars, but they were packed. Everybody was hammered.
So fun.
We were sweaty. And like, it was so goddamn fun. And so we made okay money.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Like I wasn't in it for the money. And
okay. Well, and by the way, like where you are, like that's probably common, I would imagine. I mean, it's just like in LA, there's just so many good musicians.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the problem is there's too many
so many good bands.
Things. It's hard to get anybody's attention. So like if you're trying to make it, God bless you, man. I can't imagine trying that hard in this place. Like it's so difficult to get noticed, to get people. So yeah, like so, I was not trying. We were a cover band that played 2 to 3 shows a month. Got paid. I walked out of there with $100 and I could have some something to drink and something to eat, and I had a fucking blast. Like I would have done it. I would have done it for free, and it was so
that's awesome.
Fun.
That's so cool.
And but it never gelled to the point like that it felt like any of our worst night of Mariner 9. You know what I mean? Like something about Mariner 9 playing together caused something else to happen that I've never experienced again. No.
Do you think that that's in the writing process more than it is the
as hippy dippy as it sounds? It's kind of like an energy thing or something. I don't know, but like we took, I don't know, probably close to a decade off, and then we got back together. Not like it was amicable. Obviously, we're just like we moved. We're like, okay, I guess we can't be a band anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay lives up here, and you live down there, and Dave lives in Philly.
We came back
Brian
together in 2017, I think, and we've gotten together two separate times to do recording sessions in Philly, and it's been just unbelievable. Like the second we walk in and turn on instruments, it's as if no time has passed, and we just and it's funny because. Yeah. Brian is so far ahead, like has so much more experience than we do now at this point. Like we all came into it learning together. And then like when the band stopped and we moved and stuff like that, like in the early 2000s, like Jay went his way, me and Dave went our ways. And as far as like music, staying in music full time, we are not in it anymore. Brian stayed in and has so much vast, incredible experience since then. Like it's unbelievable, dude. He was on this podcast a couple of weeks ago and I was like, Jesus Christ. Like I know he's doing all these things, but like, it's so incredible. And the conversations we have about recording and songwriting. And at this point, like,
that's cool.
If we come out of this with a new record, which we have a couple of songs already started. I mean, it's so good. And from 3,000 miles apart, it still happened. Like the sound still happened. I was like, Jesus, this sounds like
that's
us.
So
like we're in our own houses. We set up our own shit. We're not even in the same goddamn room. And this thing came together and it's just like I don't even give a shit if nobody else likes it. Maybe it's just for us, but it is so cool to listen to. Like I'm just like, this is my favorite thing. Like this is my favorite thing to tap into, and I'm so happy I get to do it. And it's just like I can't wait till we can get together again. I was like, dudes, we got to make a record so we have an excuse to play some shows.
Do you think that is so? It's not the writing process, but like I'm a strong believer in that. Everybody thinks that the bands that were popular between the ages of like 18 and 23 are the best bands ever. Do you think that that's because you were that age when you were in that band, and that's why it's so like it just feels so right?
That I can like put a hypothesis around is that we literally had nothing else to do and spent so much time together. And that's not like, and the crazy thing was that we knew a lot of bands that spent time together, rehearsed a lot, practiced a lot, toured a lot, but they didn't like get together the way that we did or get along the way that we did. Like we had, I mean, we could spend weeks in the van together, and it was.
I thought you genuinely like each other.
Like it was like our touring is like the memories of our touring, and I have a lot of it on video, which really helps. But like the memories of our touring are like pretty much all awesome. Good. Like there's no like we didn't have animosity as a band. Like we figured shit out. We like would get really heated about the music and decisions and like figuring stuff out and like have it out sometimes about shit, but like not like we are and were and still are like each other's best friends. Like we have a group chat that goes on, and like, you know, it's incredible. I don't know if it was the timing. yeah, like I'm really like we talk about it all the time. Like when
so
you
cool.
go back into the like meet a lot of people and ask them like what they did or where they've gone or like about their life, you know, you're like, Jesus Christ, like I am so lucky. I did so many neat things. Like we toured like almost the whole country, like in a van and played at like opened for Modest Mouse in New York and like played at CBGB's and like just neat shit, like really neat shit. Like I marvel at it, you know, like which that was a shit show. I'll never forget that, man. We almost didn't get to play. We got it is, but man, it was legendary. I loved playing there. I wish I had that on tape. But yeah, New York is interesting to play, but like, you know, it's just interesting. I getting old is weird, and looking back on it is weird, and it's like, man, I'm glad I did everything I did, you know, and I'm glad I continue to try to do cool shit because, fuck, dude, there's only one way here, you know, like this is chaos. Like this year has taught me, like, dude, this year is like everything we thought was okay is
you only get one chance,
and you can't go places, and like might as well not have a U.S. passport right now. Like you can't, like they don't want us anywhere. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, like it's,
dude, they really don't. Like I've been trying to figure out like what's
now that the administration's squared away and we're dealing with this shit like adults. I think it's going to be okay. I'm not as like get out of Dodge as I was, because I was pretty much like,
I hope so.
I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist?